Sure, it would be an abomination for them to remake it, but at the same time, you're kind of interested about what it would look like, aren't you? What are we doing today? What's up, guys? It's Pieman. I've got another fancast for you all. We're knocking them out of the park right now with some crazy choices, and this is a ludicrous one because The Wizard of Oz is so iconic and has withstood the test of time so well that we're talking about it 90 years later. However, imagine they decided to remake it today. You'd be horrified in one way, but you'd have at least a bit of a morbid curiosity about who they could possibly cast to replace the likes of Judy Garland, Margaret Hamilton. Who could step into these roles today? That's what we're here to talk about. Now, Dorothy, played by the unbeatable Judy Garland. Like, she is unbeatable, okay? We could try and cast somebody else, but she's unbeatable. To me, she always looked older while she was playing Dorothy than she actually was. She was only 17 when it was released, and that means she was probably even younger when it was filmed. It's crazy to think about, because she looked older. Fortunately, today we've got a wide variety of actresses working in their teens, and a lot of them have great singing voices. Are they as good as Judy Garland? Well, maybe not, but there's a lot of great options out there. I think I've settled on Millie Bobby Brown. That's right. I know, today, when you cast, like, teenage roles, you kind of think, just cast somebody from Stranger Things or It. But Millie Bobby Brown, I recently found out, has got a great singing voice, a great rapping voice too, but I mean, that's neither here nor there in this. That's never going to be useful in a Wizard of Oz film. But she is just such a great singer, and she's such an amazing, lovable actress. Judy Garland is a really lovable actress. That's what's at the core of her charm. Millie Bobby Brown's got something of that definitely about her. Is she going to match Judy Garland in this role? No, but nobody is, so if you were casting it today, that's who I think I'd cast, okay? Next. Now, after that you need her three companions, because the original film is essentially Act 1, get Dorothy to Oz, Act 2, just kind of stroll along the old brick road and meet all of these people, and then they sing a little song, and then you move on. That's what the second act of the film is, okay? So, first up, you need the Scarecrow. He needs a brain, because he's the smartest character. He is a nice guy. He's my personal favourite of the companions. I think I want Bill Hader in this role. Why? Because, well, he's got the charm and the wit of the Scarecrow down for sure. He's got the shape and the size as well, which is also important. But finally, Scarecrow needs to sing his own song here. Bill Hader's on record saying that he can't sing. Why would I choose him? Because he's lying. He can sing. And you can look him up on Spotify or YouTube, okay? He's a great singer. And, that's the full package. That's it. Can he dance? I don't know. Probably. He probably dance a bit. That's important for the Scarecrow because his movements and stuff are pretty iconic in the original. But I imagine that is something that you can learn even if Bill Hader doesn't quite have it down. He's got down every other aspect. And he's so good at playing kind of heartfelt roles. Surprisingly good at playing heartfelt roles. I really love him when he gets down into that. And that is very important for the Scarecrow as well. But he'd be great. Next. The Tin Man is the second of Dorothy's band of merry men to enter the scene. And the character who only wants a heart when... yeah, he's the most heartfelt of them all. I think his journey his character style, they're kind of similar in a way to the ludicrous quest of a certain Disney character to want to live in summer despite being the warmest person imaginable on the inside. I'm casting Josh Gad again, I know, I do this often, but Josh Gad's so brilliant, okay? And he's got such a good singing voice, and he's just so endearing, okay? We know how well he can sing and dance as Olaf, and he's already... because of that, he is just so well endeared to everybody in the world that he'd be a fabulous Tin Man, trust me. Next, the final member of the just trinity of awesomeness is the Cowardly Lion. He's looking for courage despite having it in him all along. Are you sensing a theme here with the characters? Yeah. I wanted somebody who I thought might be able to pull off, and this is hard to describe, I've been trying all day. It's a very specific style of voice and just character about you that Bert Lahr, the original Cowardly Lion, had, okay? He was great at that. And I just don't... it's a very old style, for sure, that you don't see about anymore. So I was trying to kind of guess who could maybe do something like that nowadays. Nearest I can think is you want a modern day, somebody like Oliver Hardy was good at it, from Laurel and Hardy. And John C. Reilly played Hardy in Stan and Ollie recently, and he did it wonderfully. Wonderfully. I barely recognized him, which makes me think, maybe he could do the same kind of thing that Bert Lahr did in this as well. And plus, you know, John C. Reilly is just fantastic. And he can be very endearing. He does a lot of, like, silly madcap comedy, which is useful for the card line. But he can be very endearing. And that's the kind of difficult line to tread that all three of these characters I've cast, I think they nail it, okay? Plus, John C. Reilly, you don't think he can sing either? He can also sing. Yeah. I'm being surprised all over the place by these guys. Next, after those four, a smaller but important character to cast is Auntie M, okay? She's just there, but she is, like, very important to Dorothy, and that means you've got to cast somebody who's able to pull off that kind of strict, but again, as with everybody in the film, endearing role, okay? I'm trying to think of other words that are similar to endearing, but that's just what it is, okay? Everybody in this film, almost everybody, is very endearing in general, okay? So, Auntie M, I kind of think, maybe just cast Aunt May, okay? From Spider-Man. I'm talking about Sally Field, and she was Aunt May in the Amazing Spider-Man films, and yeah, well, those weren't exactly, but she was great, okay? And she is just so good at that kind of, well, no, she is, good at that older kind of strict, but you still love her role. And that's what Aunt M is, and that's what she has to be. Otherwise, why would Dorothy care so much about getting back to her and screaming, "Oh, Auntie M!" all through the fucking film? Next, somebody else kind of important to have in the film is, well, the title character, the Wizard of Oz. Yes, he's also a kind of fairly small role, but he's the guy living in fear and isolation, pretending to be much grander than he really is. I think I'll take Gary Oldman for this one. You know why? Because he's got both the not too imposing appearance, really, and very imposing voice he can put on that means he's kind of perfect for this character who is talking the big game and he's so grandiose in his voice all through until he's revealed, and then he's kind of like, oh, and he's quite a timid old guy. And I think Gary Oldman would be brilliant at playing both facets of that. Plus, I just love Gary Oldman. He deserves to be cast in everything ever. Next, the only other characters we really need are witches, okay? So let's start with Glinda, the Good Witch. The epitome of all that is lovely and good. I'm just gonna leave Lily James right there. Duh. She is just all that is amazing and good in this world. I love Lily James so goddamn much, okay? And if they decided to add in some extra stuff song-wise, Lily James has all the experience you could want in somebody that age in musicals, okay? She is fantastic, and she's got like the smile and just the youth and beauty and everything that you need to just appear as just this vision of loveliness, okay? Even if she's in a ridiculous poofy dress with a crown and a wand with a star on the end, she'll still look incredible, okay? Next, finally, we need the Wicked Witch of the West. Now, I could throw out some strange, newfangled casting and do something interesting with this role. I could. I do it a lot. But I'm just going to keep it simple, okay? I'm just going to do, for once in my life, the basic thing and cast Idina Menzel. Yeah. That's why my sign says The Wicked Wizard of Oz, okay? Because if they make any Wizard of Oz film now, I just can't see them not, to some degree, incorporating Wicked into it. Because Wicked is almost as iconic as the original film at this stage, okay? It's so goddamn good. And no, I don't want them to make a full-fledged mix between the two, but Idina Menzel is still young enough, still fantastic enough, she's still got the voice that she had, you know? It's not gone. Just look at the Frozen films. She's still got the voice, okay? And she just deserves, I feel, after putting on such an unbelievable, Broadway-defining performance as, what was her name in that? Elphaba? I can't pronounce that. I've never seen it, but I know how good it is, and I know how good she is, and I know that this would be the defining, crowning moment she deserves after playing that role all that time. She deserves to have it immortalized on screen, and I just can't imagine anybody else doing it. I just can't imagine anyone else modern day playing that role. She deserves it, okay? If they do it, she deserves it. And, as I've been saying throughout, like, we've cast one hell of a singing cast here, okay? Everybody I've cast. Everybody? Maybe not Gary Oldman, but everybody else can definitely sing. And, therefore, you know, full-fledged musical throughout. Not a bad idea, is it? I mean, there were a fair number of songs in the original, but you want even more, you know? Throw in some stuff there. Go on, do it. Do it.